ultimately, the retail market, especially on bullion, will respond to retail demand, from the middle class. But what's really going to move the market, and Andy Sheckman refers to this all the time, the slowly, slowly, then all at once. Uh, when what we would call the whales enter the market and start buying tens of millions, if not hundreds of millions of dollars of bullion at a go, and it up and disappears. When somebody comes in and buys out Miles Franklin, or comes in and buys out Dylan Gage, one of the larger wholesalers in the nation, that's when the stuff really hits the fan in the retail market.
And do you think we are headed towards that point in silver?
We certainly are. Yeah. By and large, at the retail level, it's net selling. Because you and I have talked about this offline. Americans are broke. Um, the government statistics don't reflect that we're already in recession, but everybody knows, on the street that we actually are. And, people are selling silver just to cover their bills. A little bit of gold too, less gold because more silver is held by middle class. But that is starting to get tapped out. And once that runs out, that's kind of feeding the industrial side of things a little bit. This structural mining deficit that we've seen for the last 3 or 4 years is really going to get exposed. And that gets reflected in the retail market with blown out premiums. I don't expect to see, the bullion banks and the sovereigns, China included, are not interested in seeing a $200 silver spot price. That would harm industry. But the spot price and futures will go up, but what you'll see is the premiums just absolutely blow out. Back during the SVB crisis of last year and the banking collapses that were happening at that time, and silver squeeze in 2021 and 2022, you saw silver eagle premiums, for example, going up to anywhere from 50 to sometimes almost 100% of the actual price of silver, usually in that 60 to 80% range. Even just a 10-ounce bar, you're seeing 20 to 30% premiums to spot. Right now that's back down, I think, around the 3.5 to 4% level. When silver goes beyond 30, as it obviously will again, and then heads towards 35 and beyond, those premiums are going to come back. And while price may muddle around under 50, I don't know. I'm not a technical trader. I'm not going to sit here and pretend to say, and draw lines and say this is where it's going to go and it's going to have resistance here and blah blah blah. I can just tell you the premiums are going to blow out, and they're going to be back to that 30% plus range for a 10-ounce bar, and probably up to that 60 to 80% premium range, if not higher, for silver eagles. And that's how it'll be reflected in the retail market.